Oh, everybody, Appalachian Naturalist, how you doing today? So, a quick update on my channel. Well, my computer has been dead for months. Motherboard got damaged, so it took me a while to save up the parts to get really, or the money that is, to get really good parts to fix the computer and kind of upgrade it as well. So, I'm back, I got a computer, and I got access to the internet again, and YouTube, and all that stuff. So that's what happened when I was gone for months. Anyway, so special thanks to my stepdad for helping me do this and guiding me to what parts would be compatible and what wouldn't. Couldn't have done it without you. You're the man. So, that said, I didn't upgrade the video card in my computer, so it's still like the 560 or whatever, the GTX 560. I don't even know the numbers. I know it's an old one. So the ARK playlist, when I go through and talk about the dinosaurs and the fossil record and compare the ones in the game to the real life scale and size and anatomic features, there's one or two things I can do with that. I can progress. I've got notes for almost all of the dinosaurs in that entire game written up, including marine reptiles and prehistoric mammals as well. So I have almost 2 pages of notes for each and every one of those in that game. So I can continue rock and rolling with that. The graphics are going to be pretty terrible though. So if you want to see that, put a comment down below and let me know. If you want me to just postpone that until I get a better video card, which is kind of what I want to do anyway. It may not happen this calendar year 2018. It might happen 2019. Then toss something in the comment and let me know about that. Depending on the majority, what you guys want is what I'll do with that playlist. Let's see here. I have some new playlists that I'm going to be starting here. Spring's coming up, so I'm going to be starting a attracting animals to your backyard and planting beneficial plants that help, like the native solitary bees, and how to draw things like that to your property to help increase the biodiversity and the overall health of your property. So that's on the horizon there. Let's see here. Birds, I'm going to be continuing with the birds playlist, which is my most popular playlist so far. Doing different anatomic parts. And then we're going to eventually, once we get through basic anatomy, I guess, we're going to get into different family groups and eventually, hopefully, different species accounts that are common throughout Appalachia. I'll give you an idea of what's on the horizon there. I've filmed this a couple of times and I'm not happy with the way it turned out either time, so I'm going to have to do this a third or fourth time. But I got one already ready to go on bird feet, the different types and styles, and for what type of foot benefits what type of bird and what kind of way. So that's on the horizon. The Pamplodactyly and all that stuff. So I just need to quit being such a perfectionist and just put something on YouTube. So that's more stuff coming up with the bird playlist. I'm going to start a fish playlist. There's going to be a lot of similar stuff. Maybe, if you guys want to see me actually go out and do some fishing. You can't tell it from this angle, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fishing rods hanging on the ceiling over there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular rods here, 3 fly rods above it. There's 1 fishing rod leaning up over there, plus I have all these fishing rods. There's about 5 of them in there. I love fishing, and it's spring. It's getting close to trout season. If you guys want to see some of that stuff, I don't have a GoPro or anything fancy like that, just a just a outdated camcorder, but I can probably set up a tripod and do a little fishing for you guys. Show you how I rig my fishing rods or my flies or whatever. Throw a comment down below. Let me know if you're interested in that kind of stuff. If not, then, I mean, I may try it anyway just as an experiment. Let's see here. I'm going to be launching my botany playlist. Maybe you've seen my wildflower video. It was pretty much just me goofing around in the backyard. The lawnmower was broken that spring, and I was just looking at whatever popped up. But this playlist is going to be an official study of plants and a lot of their characteristics. It's going to focus on things native to Appalachia. So that's the mountains, the hills, a little bit of the valleys, from southern New York all the way down to northern Georgia. You can go and look up map for Appalachia on the internet. There's 3 different classifications. There's a geological Appalachia, cultural Appalachia, and economic Appalachia. And for the most part, the same counties are in all 3 of those. So several states there in the Appalachian Mountain Range, and that mountain range goes all the way up into Canada as well. So if you live in this area, it'll be a good resource, or a pretty good resource for you. If you live outside this area, I mean, a lot of these plants and animals are very common across the eastern United States, so it may benefit you. If you live out west, like in California or something, sorry. There's some plants that are found over there that are found here, but for the most part, I don't know anything about anything too much further west than the central United States. So if you're in the extreme west, sorry, I don't know anything about that stuff. That said, I did a little experiment here. I haven't posted it yet, so it hasn't even started yet. But I made a playlist, or have had made, or will have had it made, or whatever the past future tense of this is, because I've done it already, but I haven't made it available to you guys, so you haven't seen it yet. And this is the now, so when you guys get to see this, it may be the future. You may be watching something in the future, in your future, that I'm talking about now that I did in my past. Does that make any sense? Anyway, so what I did was I filmed a video on making a craft, basically. And I don't have my bird guide handy. It's in the kitchen. Saw that Cooper's Hawk the other day and wanted to read up on it. So I made this pouch, and well, it's not quite finished yet. And it's got a strap around it, and it's designed to hang around your neck like this and like that. And I made it specifically to fit the my bird guide, my Peterson's bird guide in it, so that I have the bird guide right here. It's quick and easy. Also, it's right about where my binoculars hang. So, book binoculars, they don't get caught in the brush and stuff walking through the woods. Like if you had like a haversack or something, or just had it sticking out of a cargo pocket, it gets caught on briars and all kinds of dumb stuff like that. So I came up with this idea, and it's mostly done at this point, and I got a video on how to make it. Assuming I can splice the different parts together and make a nice video with it. But not everything I do is nature orientated. A lot is. A lot isn't. For instance, I like making the wampum, and I discuss this a little bit more in another thing. So there's one that I made, and here's another one. Really big one. Whoops, it's upside down. There you go. Real big one. So that one isn't quite finished yet. I ran out of beads. So I fixed that. I'm gonna make one about fishing later, eventually. With I think I'm gonna do a gar or a catfish or something on it. I haven't decided yet, but if you guys want to see that, maybe I'll actually do the whole thing in front of the camera for that project. But then I also make, like, this is I'm gonna get a little closer. This is a half-made shot canteen for my musket for when I'm out hunting or I want to use shot out of it. And that is made out of rawhide, and I just haven't finished stitching it up yet. So that's another thing I can actually start filming if you guys are interested in seeing how this project goes. I've been working on that for, well, I started that probably about 3 years ago and never got back to it. And then right here at the bottom of the camera, my biggest project, I'm making a set of, let's see if I can see this. I'm making, whoa, hold on, set of samurai armor. So, there we go. Those are the Hodate. I'm working on them very slowly. I don't have any power tools, so it's an extremely slow process. And I filmed a little bit of how I was working down the plates here. But, if you guys want to see more on that, throw a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. I do want to keep... Oh, I'm way far away. That's not cool. Alright, we'll bring that down just a touch. There we go. I do want to keep this mostly an educational channel, a teaching channel, and I want the focus to remain on the natural world, biology, zoology, botany, animal behavior, how to interpret, or not, well, yeah, a little bit of interpretation, but how to really appreciate that stuff. And I also want to try and inspire people to get out into the woods, into the creeks, into the lakes, into the rivers, and really experience this stuff firsthand. So I do some camping, and I do some backpacking, and I do some hunting, and I do some fishing, and if you guys want to see some of that stuff, maybe it'll be inspirational, maybe it won't, who the heck knows. Again, throw it down in a comment below, and we'll see. So, the last thing I wanted to mention, I have a list here. I'm trying to figure out, right now the channel's too small to really even try this, but once I get about 100 subscribers, I'm going to try and do like a, I don't know, like a webinar, a web seminar thing. And I'm not sure exactly what it's on yet. I kind of want to, kind of depends on the time of year. Yeah, it depends on the time of year. I like it to be on maybe native wildflowers or wild edibles or something like that. Something anybody can go out in the woods and say, oh look, that's a sugar maple. That's awesome. Something a little bit more spectacular than that example, but you know what I mean. I'm not sure exactly what yet. Other people do like these Patreon things. I thought about that. At this point, it's just not big enough to really mess with. There are things I do want, like, for instance, I want to get a sweep net so that I can continue doing spider surveys, and I could actually, well, with the sweep net and with a better camera for my light dissection microscope there, I can actually take good pictures of the spiders and show you the identifying characteristics, how to identify one spider from another spider. And I can get you some real good pictures of wildflowers and stuff like that. It's an Amscope. I forget what model, but the camera that came with it doesn't zoom in or out. So regardless of whether I have it 80 times or 40 times magnification or 20 times magnification or 10 times, the camera's always trying to take a picture at 80. So they make cameras that you can zoom in and out and focus, which is what I need to make that work. But they're kind of pricey. They're right around $100 or so. Once I actually get some momentum with the channel, then I'll do something like that and maybe have a Patreon, donate so I can buy this stuff and show you. What I really want to do is take you out in the woods nighttime and do like an owl thing. Call some owls in, and they make, yeah, I would call them lower end night vision cameras, which would be pretty cool for that. But again, that costs money that I don't have, so I can't just start doing that. But I got all kinds of neat ideas that to take the channel to the next level. But right now, there's a money thing that I need to. I got to pay my student loans first, and that's just reality. But there you go. So hopefully this hasn't been too long and too cumbersome. If you're still here, listening at the end of the video, congratulations to you. I really appreciate your time and your attention and whatnot. And give it a like, comment, share, whatever. Let's see if we can get the channel to start growing. Till next time, this is the Appalachian Naturalist. I don't have a catchphrase. Catch you later.